Hey guys, it's Ardashir from TechBug channel. So in today's video, I'm talking about another country that it has a startup visa. So we're focusing on Italy a startup visa today, and probably you have watched previous videos. If not, I've covered different countries that they provide a startup visa, like UK, Portugal, Ireland so far. And I'm trying to investigate and research more and more and more to find out what is the best option for myself or for yourself. So in this video also I try to just research and I'll show you my research, the way that I consider different countries to see if it's a good fit for me or not. So let's just get started. All right. So I usually start with very simple. Like this setup is Italy is a bit small. So there is one side that it comes as a first link, which is this is gov.it. As you can see, it should be for the government of the Italy. So they said that Italy startup visa for non-EU innovators who are in their home countries and wish to join the Italian startup. So it's for non-EU. So this is for people that are outside of the Italy actually, and this is for people that are inside Italy. So we go for this one, and then okay, so it scroll down. Set up your innovative company in Italy. Enjoy your groundbreaking startup life. So let's see, what do they have? 10 reasons. Oh, okay. There are some links. Application process, filing cabinet. Here you can find all the documents. Okay, so these are the documents that we need to see. Right. So there are some documents, and then let's see what else they have. Ecosystem map. See how innovative startup and certified incubators are scattered through it. So these are some use cases and examples that they have already proven. And application process. Let's see. Let's start with application process first. Direct application or through certified incubator. Okay, how to send your document to the Italian ministry or how to get your Italian startup visa in case you are already backed by a certified incubator. I would say it's better to do this based on my previous experience, but I'm not sure yet. So step one, through certified incubator at home. Undertaken by incubator to host a startup, presenting a deck like a PowerPoint, cover letter for proof of financial sources, and attach files, copy of passport. Okay, so we need some documents like other incubators that they need. They have ISV committee. We send this to a committee. It's like Portugal. So we provide documents and we send them to incubators, and incubators need to analyze our application. And after that, we can proceed. And then this is step one. We send the documents for them, and then you go to the competent embassy or consulate. I guess so. Then we go to the embassy after getting the offer from incubator. Then through certified incubator, step three, no more than 8 days after you arrive, you're in Italy. Okay, so when you arrive there, you need to do some stuff that doesn't matter for now. These are kind of the same, like more or less in every country. When you arrive there, you need to go to them, to the, I don't know, council or somewhere like that, to officialize your letters and get your permanent, get your residency permit, or yeah, something like that. So, and so I went back to the homepage of the government website that was about startup visa. So if you scroll down a bit, so these are the okay. The scroll is a bit not good. Okay, these are the application forms that we need to complete. Application form, and each one of them is like a form that you need to download and fill them out. Cover letter for proof of financial resources, and they are in both English or Italian. Undertaking by incubator to host a startup, and other ones that you can see. Right. Okay. I found this one, guidelines to the Italia Startup Visa Program. We had something like this in Portugal, so it should be the full guide that we need. Okay. This is a guideline for Italia Startup Visa. Let's see table of content. The what is a startup visa? The policy, how it works, application submission, evaluation, visa issuing, and more. Flowchart. Let's see the flowchart. Maybe it's better. Okay, figure one. Flowchart of the standard application procedure. The non-EU citizen, it says start from here. Send to the email address. So non-EUs need to send an email to this one, to this email address, which is for government. And inside the email, it should have application form, including undertaking by incubator if applicable, cover letter for financial resources, demonstration of financial availability, passport, optional supporting documentation like presentation check, business plan, CV, and whatever you have, probably English test or whatever. If complete, submitted for evaluation to Italia Startup Visa Committee. So probably we send email these documents and then they come back to us and then they say how to submit submit it to Italia Startup Visa Committee. And if the committee approves, it issues within 30 days. Something like this. Hopefully the 30 days is the real one. I know that Portugal is not real and I'm a bit suspicious when they say like this. So let's see. That we can't say definitely that they are right. And within 3 months, the applicant goes to the Italian consulate responsible for the area of residency, taking with them. So this is the probably the document or something, ISV, Nola Osta ISV, and application documents in original version, demonstration of suitable accommodation, demonstration of income of no less than 8,500 euro, demonstration of residency in the concerned consular area, passport for passport style photos. And then we received startup self-employment visa for 1 year. And within 6 months after that, the visa holder comes to Italy. Right, so we get the visa, and within 6 months, we can come to Italy. We have 6 months time to come to Italy. And within 8 days, visit the local probably council to, yeah, when you arrive there, you need to apply for self-employment residence permit, which is for 1 year. This is the process. It seems reasonable and it looks very compact and nice. So I'm not sure to what extent it's this much smooth and fast. So there is another figure, application to join a startup already in existence. That one was for flowchart of the standard application. That was a standard procedure. And this one is application to join a startup already in existence. All right. So if you already have a company, probably you need to check this figure. Okay, let's see how is the flowchart for companies that are already available and they exist. So there are some requirements. The company must be a limited company. They should be registered, obviously, operational for no less than 3 years, and it should be an innovative startup. So you need documentation to prove that. Company profile, presentation check. And then also personal financial resources above 100,000 euros. So you need to have a cover letter and supporting documentation like bank statement to say that we have at least 100K. Commitment to take a leading role, defined as president, board member, CEO, auditor. Minutes from shareholders meeting deposited with the Chamber of Commerce. So this is not my case, and I can assume that it's not the case for most of the people that are watching this video. But we can just briefly have a look. A specification of the entrepreneurial activity pursued. You need to have job agreement signed by the parties and information on the agreement, amount of invested, time of investment, time of appointment, and also CV of the applicant target location. Yeah, this is the last page of the document. Ah, let's go to the table of the content again and see. Yeah, yeah, how it works. Right, step one, application submission. Non-EU citizens must send the following documents to this email address: an application form, copy of passport, formal statement about financial availability for no lower than okay, hang on, for no lower than 50,000 euros, which are to be invested in the creation and the day-by-day running of the new innovation startup. Right. So I can imagine that this sentence can exclude many of us from this startup visa. So we need obviously some documents, which is okay. And after that, we need to provide the financial availability for no lower than 50. So we need to have at least 50,000 euros, which need to be invested in the creation and the day to day running of the startup. So I can imagine that we need to show that amount of money, probably as a bank statement, and we need to invest that in our startup. So we can't say probably that we have these resources, we have cryptocurrencies, for example, or we have residential areas and these kind of things. I guess they need just cash. I'm not sure, but maybe they have mentioned. The application documents can be filled out in Italian and in English. Okay, step two, evaluation. As soon as the preliminary check has been successfully completed, the documentation is sent to the body responsible for the assessment, for the committee that they mentioned already. And within 30 days from submissions, and after the acquisition of the provisional certificate, the committee must inform the applicant of the outcome of the assessment. If successful, the applicant will receive by email the scan of a certified. Okay, if it's successful, he can receive this uh, letter, this certificate, which is NOLA OSTA ISV. We saw this in the flowchart. So if you remember, and step three, visa issuing. Within 3 months from the date of issue of NOLA OSTA certification, the applicant must go to the relevant embassy. And they will be able to collect a startup self-employment visa with a duration of 1 year. So probably it takes, if you have the money, it takes roughly around 1 year at least. And yeah, So 50,000 euros, that's a lot of money. So that's most of the startups don't have. So they explained about the application submission. So whole process is online and start with sending email to this email address. All applications are made of three mandatory documents. So these are the documents that compulsory. An application form, a formal statement whereby the applicant declares financial availability of at least 50,000 euros, supported by documentary elements such availability, and a copy of passport. Application form. The form available both in Italian and English. We saw the documents already. There are personal detail and contact information. The form requires the applicant to provide all of this information. Okay, let's see. Okay, proof of financial resources. At the time of application, the non-EU citizen is required to provide documentation demonstrating a financial availability to be invested in the new innovative startup, amounting to at least 50,000 euros. These resources to be attached to the request submitted to the committee may originate from one, the investor's own funds. Such resources should be liquid, like bank deposit, or readily convertible into cash, or financing arising from venture capital funds. If you have investment investor and you have fund, in that case, they can support you as well, or corporations and other third-party investments, including funds issued by Italian or foreign government agencies or non-governmental actors, or a combination of both. Like you have amount of money, like 25,000 euros, and you already raise 25,000 euros from the investor as well. That also works. Box. Okay. In case of the personal resources, if in case the personal resources of the visa applicant make up fully or in part the financial endowment to be allocated to the innovative startup projects, should prove the availability of a sum higher than the minimum threshold, should be composed of bank statement indicating transactions performed in the 3 months prior to submitting the candidacy. If the sum is held in the form of bank deposit, the bank statement must include the name of the holder, the account number, the date of the statement of the account, the name of the bank, and the amount of fund in the original currency. If the available resources are in the form of financial instruments, including, for example, shares in joint stock companies, investments in government bonds or pension funds, etc., the applicant must attach documentation that describe the financial instrument. Okay, so it's possible to provide different types of resources. But the thing is, if we have 50,000 euros, which is difficult, an official letter from the an official letter from the institution where the funds are held, signed by authorized representatives. If you have investor, third-party investor, they should declare personal data. If the investor is a legal person, they need to provide all of these documents. So I suggest you read all of these by yourself because it should be just few people have this. And let's scroll down to see the highlights. Okay. Application through certified incubators. In the event that the non-EU citizen is hosted by a certified startup incubator, The incubator will assist them in setting up a new innovative startup in Italy. The application procedure presents some significant differences. When backed by a certified incubator, the applicant must not submit a standard application. For the application for slightly different. Instead, they must provide a certificate signed by the legal representative of the incubator, which confirms that the latter intends to assist a non-EU citizen in incorporating and launching a new innovative startup in Italy. So there is a form which is available to download. Relevant. The minimum financial availability required to be considered for assessment amounts to 50,000 euro for the entire team. However, as the assessment of these financial resources is closely related to that of soundness of the business idea, this threshold must be considered as purely indicative. Therefore, depending on the circumstances, the threshold considered adequate by the committee may be even considerably above the minimum. So the 50,000 euro, as far as I understand, is for the entire team. And each applicant, so they explain everything almost in details, and we more or less know about the application process, the amount of money they need, and so 50,000 euros for the entire team. If you haven't registered your startup and you just want to establish the business and a startup, and if you already have been in the business and your startup exists already, so in that case you need to show 100,000 euros, and there are more requirements as we checked earlier. So usually I go to, this is obviously the best way to check because it's the government website, but I like to check some other website as well sometimes to get like additional informations. So Wise is one of the websites that I like to check because the information is good and it's a good bank as well. They also mention you need to be non-EU citizens, as this visa is tailored for non-EU nationals. From my understanding, most of the visas that I have researched so far inside the Europe is for non-EU citizens. So obviously the process is different for uh, people from different people, I mean, inside the European zone. Benefits of securing a startup visa in Italy. So obviously you have access to the Europe market. Yeah, so that should be all. Video we realized that what is the requirements for Italy startup visa. We need to have 50,000 euros at least. If that works for you, you can consider it. If not, you can think about another country that I will show you in the next video. See you later.